We used to do, pies, pumpkin, and I'm kind of a sucker for a lemon meringue pie, so we'd have all that stuff, and I don't know, it just seems like we've kind of narrowed it down to the simple stuff, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's face it, if you fill this whole table with food, you're probably going to have a little bit of all of it.
Yeah.
So if you just do the simple and the basic, then you have your pieces of that, and so my thing is like, I'm a sucker for the leg. Got to have my leg off the turkey. Good mashed potatoes. The gravy is like phenomenal. And then some corn. And then I think she used to do like cranberries. We used to do all kinds of stuff. But again, we've kind of shrunk it down.
Yeah.
It's just way too much.
I mean, I have like
you look like to Thanksgiving like, oh man, here we go.
No, I get excited because I have like a whole list of things that I do every year. Which is like a green bean casserole. They
used to do that.
I do like a pecan cranberry stuffing. I do like 2 different types of cheese, like no-bake cheesecakes. I do a pecan pie. I do like this Reese's Pieces no-bake cheesecakey goodness of love. And it's...
That just sounds like hell no.
I make garlic Parmesan mashed potatoes, with chives. And... but...
Good God.
Yes. And, rolls. I mean, we go all out. But at the same time, like I said, sometimes it's good to kind of just take a break. And, my husband smokes a turkey. So, he's up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Smoking a turkey.
That's a lot
which
of
is
work.
like...
That's a lot of work.
It is.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Okay, so all good. Happy holiday.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I've always looked at like, so my birthday is always around Thanksgiving, and I'm on the 24th. So every 7 years it lands on a Thanksgiving, and it's always around Thanksgiving. So I don't really think much of my birthday. It's just like, because it's always around the holiday, and people are kind of checked out on like, oh, just your birthday, whatever. So I don't think much of it, much for doing it, but the Fridays and the Saturdays and Sundays, I don't look at like, oh, just another long weekend. I actually look at the Fridays like, you can go get some stuff done. But, you find out that not everything's open, or a lot of stuff is closed, or people aren't available, especially like in business. And, you make a phone. I was on the phone with my business partner today, Travis, and I was like, hey, I need you to talk to this guy. And he goes, dude, I've been on the phone with them all day and nobody's answering because of the holiday.
Right.
I just think it's a good opportunity to, to kind of get ahead. So I don't like you losing the Fridays.
Right.
And that's why, obviously I didn't want to not do a cheap date night, because we haven't done one in a couple weeks. So,
well, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. So the last time I was with you, I think the very next week we did one with Gina Lene. She, we
Love
talked about her.
Gina.
She's a phenomenal artist.
Oh gosh.
And that was even longer. I was telling you, I even did that longer with her than I did with you, because that was like 2.5 hours. KP would literally give me the hook. That was like 2.5 hours. But here's the thing, and I'll attribute this to my son. When I told him, he goes, yeah, I watched it, Dad. I said, you didn't watch all of it? He goes, no, I watched it. I said, it was long. And he goes, you don't have to make an excuse. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, Dad, she had a lot of good things to say.
Yeah.
Because she has a background in music, and she's a Grammy voter.
Yes.
And so I was acting like a little kid in a candy store, because I love music. And I'm asking her these questions. She's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight. And I had a good time, doing the show with her.
Yes.
So I'm leaning more that way, where, like, if we do a cheap date night, and I'm letting you guys know.
We should get everybody together.
Well, maybe for the Christmas.
I told you, Lene or Gina, she scored our Impossible film. For the 168 Film Festival.
KP1 Studios.
KP1 Studios in the house.
KP1 Studios.
That received 9 nominations.
Right.
And I think wasn't one of them Gina's?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
one of them was her story.
Like I said, I had
Beautiful.
and that was the thing, right? So you have to make an effort to find talent and people that are good at what they do in your area. And I'm gonna spend time, energy, effort, money, whatever it takes on my end to foster, develop in our area, people that are doing good work here that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And then we put them out, you promote them, advertise. That's the business end, but give them a vehicle, a market to share. And now you're getting, this opportunity to learn more about people. So I had a really good time with her. I'm going to want to do something with her too over the Christmas break. And I've got some other musicians that we, more traditional, like pop and country. So I'm really looking forward to the Christmas break. We'll let them know when the time comes that,
definitely.
you and I are definitely going to do some Christmas specials.
Yeah.
having to do with acting and film and movies and show. So anyway, so it's good catching up. I haven't seen you in a bit. Hope everything's good. You got anything coming up? Projects you need to plug?
I don't have anything going on. Like I had told you before, this is the end of the year.
What about motherhood?
Well, I mean,
That's a given, right? That's a given.
Well,
that should be an
we
easy
won't
one.
talk about that.
You got to plug motherhood.
I will plug motherhood, but I will plug this. My daughter was having withdrawals, like sugar withdrawals this morning, because like I normally don't give her sugar. You know what I mean? And so she had, Thanksgiving. And,
okay.
You know what I mean? She had an excess
Holy
amount of
smokes.
sugar. So this morning she woke up and she was like, for breakfast, she was like, "Can I have some pie?" I'm like, "No." And she's like, and then she storms off and she's so mad. And then next thing you know, she's still mad. And she's like, "Can I have my," because I give her vitamins every morning, the gummy vitamins. And she's like, "Well, can I have my vitamins?" And I'm like, "Oh, you sneaky little girl." Because they're sugary.
Yeah.
So she just wanted sugar. But yeah, motherhood, it's the end of the year. So, everybody in the industry who's got agents and managers, they are really hitting the ground running because it's a new year. You got headshots, you got slates, you've got new demo reels, you got commercial reels.
And so all that's right now.
All that is right now, and that needs to be done before January.
Wow.
Getting yourself booked into classes. So January 12th, I will be starting an episodic class, which you have to audition for, I was really excited that I actually got in because I was like, holy moly. And then December 7th, get to start another class. So I'll be back and forth LA. I mean, this is what you have to do.
You just roll up solo? I mean, you just go?
Yeah, you have to.
Nobody else here does that? Or, I mean, like carpool with?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. All I know is that when there are requirements that need to be met, I just do it.
Yeah, just get it done.
Yeah, I just get it done. That's just how I work. And, a lot of it is investment in yourself, which I understand costs money. I mean, I made a post the other day that, that says this industry it really does require a lot of sacrifice, and it requires determination, it requires rejection, it requires so many different aspects. And as a business, because this is my business, you have to invest in yourself,
right.
Which isn't cheap sometimes. And,
right.
But
well, I'd imagine the driving alone.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to understand, like there's everything is very strategic. These acting studios that I go to that I have been referred by my agent, casting directors, producers, directors, they look at your training, and when there are specific classes that you take, they look at that and they know, okay, well,
she's already had this.
She's gotten that training,
right,
so
right.
She,
that makes it easier for them to make a decision.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
Good.
I mean, there's so much I can tell you about this industry. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, what we'll probably do
we'll
is
we'll get into that later.
We'll do something like that. Maybe we do a show that's like specific to it. When we do one of the, I want to do more than one Christmas special. I'm going to do multiple, right? One of them will be like, I think I mentioned to you on the phone. We'll do one that's like top 10 movies of the year. 2019, right?
Right.
And then, I think I did one that was like a Christmas special, where it was like the best Christmas movies all time. Stuff like that. Just good stuff. And so we share with our audience. I mean, you and I are having a conversation, but we're sharing with audience, you guys out there all over the country, giving you perspective on what we see, what we do, and what, to share with the younger, older, because I've got, quite a, in my group and the people that I've got, they're old, young, white, black, blue, brown, green. They're all different political ideologies. And I'm going to say it again, we started the show with music, movies, arts, entertainment has the ability to literally bisect that divide, that we have in the country right now. That's for damn sure. But, if you can't if you can't agree on some good music, if you can't agree on a good performance, then that's too much. That's gone too far.
Yeah.
And so, in essence, what I'm doing, not just with the show, but in general with our page and everything else, look, I've got my issues, I've got my beliefs, I've got my views on things, but those views and beliefs will not interfere with my ability to connect with people that want to be connected with, that believe that there's far more good in us than there is bad. You know, I've never
Absolutely.
changed that, so we'll do that for sure when we have that opportunity, like to do one like a Christmas special. So for sure we'll do that.
We
But
will
you know,
do that.
for the people that don't know, so you guys, so we're in Fresno, California. Some of you are not in the area. Some of you guys, a lot of you are all over the country. But we are roughly, like say for instance, if you drive to go to a shop, you're looking at, or a class, that's 3-4 hours at least, right? To drive to LA. That's at least 3-4 hours, depending on traffic. Depending on
Depending on
what time
traffic.
of day you go,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know, if it's a Friday as opposed to like a Monday or Tuesday, which would be a lot easier to drive. But even still, it's not a short drive. It's a haul. It takes us 3 or 4 hours to get to LA, around 3 hours or so, plus to get to San Francisco. So I told a guy I was talking to on the phone the other day, he said, I'm in flyover country, because he's like in the Midwest. And I said, that's kind of cool, because so am I. And he goes, you're in California. I said, you guys don't know. We got flyover country too.
Yeah.
Central California is like
and
flyover country.
That's what I mean. Like this is why I love being in Fresno, is because we are centrally located between San Francisco, or the Bay Area,
Right.
and LA.
Yeah. But my point is that, you know, people outside of California know California as like, oh, Los Angeles or San Francisco.
Right.
But there's this whole big other, that's us, by the way,
Right.
and a big swath of like Northern California that, you know, that's inland, that's
Yep.
massive. It's huge.
Yep.
It's bigger than most states.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of us that are flyover country in California, and we still, you know, we have those same values that people like in Midwest and other places have too, you know, because we don't think uniformly like just as if we're San Francisco or LA. So anyway, so she's having to do a lot of driving back and forth,
Yep.
guys. So, you know, and as always,
Lots
yeah.
of driving.
So when ALENA has something, or we've got something going, a project or work or something you're going to be in, we'll be plugging it. You got my word on that since the first time I met you.
Yes. Right now, I'm really just focused on training. You know,
Perfecting the craft.
You know,
Right.
I'm an athlete.
Ooh.
I played softball all my life, so I look at everything in an athlete's perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I played center field.
No shortcuts. You got to do the
You know
work.
what I mean? There's no time, I played A-ball, so there's no time, there's no downtime.
Yeah.
You're always constantly
Right. Putting in the
working.
work.
But if you want to learn how to play first base, if you want to learn this, you have to put in the work. I
Right.
mean, that's just all there is to it, you know?
Better you than me. Better you than me. I'm a slob about that. I don't know if I could do that kind of work. I don't know. You know, we're joking, right? So I get here late, and she's giving me hell.
I did.
You get here late.
I told
was
him.
So I've done 2 gigs that KP got me.
Fired.
Watch this. 2 gigs that KP got me as an actor kind of wannabe, right? And I was on time for both of those. I was actually early. So they're like, well, why weren't you on time today?
Yeah. I said, if you were in this industry, you'd be fired. Because a half an hour is late.
That is late. That's why I wouldn't be late. So, go with somebody else, man. I don't know. You know, I'm at a happy place in life where it's like you could do things or not. What does it matter? I mean, I've lived a big, full life. I'm happy. Things are good. Life is good. And, you know, I generally believe, without getting too religious, because I don't push my religion on other people, but I genuinely believe that things are going to happen as the big man upstairs wants them to happen.
Exactly, God's timing.
Yeah, I'm all on that. I just think that if it's not meant to be, then it ain't going to happen. If it is, then I'm going to, you know, and then again, aggressive, right? You know, you're an athlete, I am too, and I'm an old wrestler. So, you know, you're not going to beat that guy and take his ass down. Ooh, language. You're not going to take that guy's ass down if you don't have the ability to go after him.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I'll digress, but we'll get right into the show now. But
Okay.
I've got 2 boys that are wrestling in Fresno City now, and they've got about 2 weeks before their season wraps up. They both are now ranked #1 in the state for junior colleges.
That's awesome.
Yeah, one in the low weights, one in the middle weights, and I just talked to one yesterday. I'll probably see him tomorrow or the day after. And I just told him, and so he just got ranked. He beat the #1 guy. Now he's #1. And I just told him, I said, so when you get to meet that guy in the final again, you just murder his ass. no questions, no thought. You just beat the shit out of him. You beat the holy crap. I'm going crazy here, but I'm getting into old sergeant mode. I'm getting into old Sergeant Martinez mode, but you beat the hell out of that guy, and you give them no opportunity to even think that they might beat you. That's how, like an athlete, right? That's how I think.
That is.
If I'm engaged in something, I'm going to finish you. You are not going to get up until this is done. And then you walk off because you don't. Yeah, if you don't, then you're probably not finishing first. And if you ain't first, you're last.
You're last.
That's Ricky Bobby. That's the movie.
You're benched.
Okay, so here we go. So a little digression talk for you guys. So watch this. So we've got our top 10s, Alena's and mine. Top 10. 5 of them are going to be Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, the holiday yesterday, and 5 of them are going to be Native American Month, Heritage Month. This is the month. And I'll say this, like, you get a little bit of play for African American Heritage Month, you get some for Hispanic, but there's not a lot done in schools anymore for like Native American heritage. I don't know, it's just me. I don't think it's enough. And I'm an old history teacher, so I do think about that, right? I think about the history we got and the history that actually happened. You get a little bit of both.
Yeah, that's crazy,
so I'm going to
isn't
say, so I think I asked you on the phone. So I don't know the percentage. I got to do the ancestry thing, but I'm a little Navajo and a couple others. Navajo is more Southwest Indian. Then, of course, if we want to get real specific, Azteca and stuff like that is more Central American, going back to Mexico.
Right.
But at least for what is Native American, meaning our country, United States, I'm a little more Navajo. There's a good percentage that I've got Navajo on my paternal grandmother's side.
Yeah.
So, and I think you said you probably have a little bit too.
Yeah, I actually just.
You could pass for an Indian, I'm telling you.
I can. I mean,
I'm serious.
My
You
mom,
need to get a
like
roll.
I said, my mom's from Mexico. I just did the ancestry thing.
That's an unholy alliance of drink.
Good.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead. All right, so the ancestry thing, go ahead. I was like,
Take another drink. Anyway, so I just did ancestry. So we'll find out. Well, we'll find out. I know, like I said, I don't really know. My mom's history is a little discombobulated, but
a lot of everything.
Is that a word?
Discombobulated. It actually is a word.
Discombobulated. Go, Elena. Anyways, so we'll see. We'll see. I know that I've done my kids, and there is that Aztecan, on the Mexican side.
So that's you. Okay. So I mean, it's there. It's there. So
it's there.
and I don't want to get into the political end of like what is, but I mean, listen, quietly, I want to be able to say I'm part, Native American too. I want some of that. Not because I want to be part of a casino or anything.
Liar.
Yeah. Because in our area, and I'm going to guess like in others, right? If you're part of a tribe, officially, and you're part, like in our area, we have 3 or 4 casinos. And if you're part of that tribe, you benefit from the casinos.
That is very true.
But that's a threshold. I'm pretty sure it's really high. The percentage. I'm not that. I'm not that. But I do take pride in the fact that I'm part, little piece, Native American, and I know.
Absolutely.
I'm an old U.S. history teacher, so I do know. The dynamic that is our nation's heritage. And let's face it. I mean, I was watching just a quick sidebar. There was a show I watched. I think it was on the History Channel. 4-part. The Frontiersmen, the men who built America. They did more than one series, but this one's about the Frontiersmen, like Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, guys in the frontier, and they were really, really honest in that series about what was done to Indians. The finagling, the lying, the cheating in terms of contracts. People, you have Indians signing contracts. They have no concept of what a contract is or what a peace treaty is. They don't know what those things are because it was alien to them, right? But they were suckered in a way into doing that and giving up their own land that they had lived on for hundreds of thousands of years or whatever the hell it is. But so anyway, I mean it's a digression, but at the same time, it is a necessary part of our history. I've never said, oh, we did so many bad things a long time ago, oh, poor us. My point is you need to understand your history to understand what's coming or where you're going. And so I do spend a lot of time studying as much as I can Native American history. Yeah. Because that's an ugly stain. When people, here's the thing, and I'll get in trouble with my brothers and sisters. When people say the original sin, right? That's slavery in America. That's what's, you know, when you say the original sin in America, that's usually, you know, categorized as slavery. And it is. It's an ugly sin. It's an ugly stain on who we are as a history. And then you grow and you get beyond it, right? But I've actually argued that if you want to talk about original sin, this was even before. Before African or people that were in Africa were brought here forcibly as slaves, killed, murdered, whatever. The, you know, settlers and Europeans were murdering, killing, enslaving, swindling, and raping the land and the people for you know, hundreds of years, even before that. So anyway, we don't want to make it all negative.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is for another
It's a hard one. That's the history lesson, but that's kind of backdrop.
Date night.
Yeah, that's kind of backdrop for cheap date night. You slow your eyes. That's for cheap date night, so you understand why I want to put some attention on. Let's give some positive to our Native American brothers and sisters, even if we're not fully. You can be a part of that just by acknowledging and being a part of what their experience is. That's kind of where I go with it. So let's do this. Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business.
Okay, so we did the Thanksgiving shows first. So 5. Give me your first one. What do you got? Don't look at mine. You got 5?
I wasn't trying to cheat.
I know. You can't cheat. Because I'm wondering if we got some of the same ones. We may have. So I've got 5 shows for Thanksgiving that I recommend that our people watch. What do you got?
Oh, shoot. Well.
You want me to go first?
So, here's the deal.
Uh-oh. I thought you said KP had them.
No, KP does have them.
Okay.
So, when you said Thanksgiving show, in my mind, I thought, these are the shows that I'm thankful for.
Okay. No. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
All right.
Remember I told you.
It's all about perspective.
Okay. So when we did our show last time, I said, I'm going to give you something.
No, I know.
And you take that and you interpret it how you see.
Exactly.
So if it doesn't end up being exactly what I'm thinking, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you saw it differently. So what do you got? So what's your thought?
All right. So my first show, let me...
So a show you're thankful for. I'm listening. So a show you're thankful for.
Actually, so these are the shows that I have been watching recently. Okay. Let me look it up.
Is it like a show thankful for that you know makes you feel good or family, stuff like that?
I'll explain. So one of the shows is called Atypical.
Atypical. So I'm going to write yours down because I want to remember them. Because we give them to the show.
It's a show that's on Netflix right now. And the reason why I'm thankful for this show is because I actually have some friends who have autistic children. Kids.
Do you watch The Voice? Have you seen The Voice lately?
No, I haven't.
There's a dude on The Voice. He's got Asperger's. And he's a hell of a musician. He's still in the competition. I mean, he's top 10.
This is exactly.
So go ahead and go with it.
So Atypical, it's
I think my daughter might have watched that.
Oh my gosh.
I think I know that. It's on Netflix.
It's such a wonderful and beautiful show. I mean, it shows really the dynamics of a family living with a child who is on the autism spectrum.
Right.
Which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Okay, so is it current? Like
it
is it a season or is it a?
It is a couple season actually.
So it's a series.
It is a series.
More than one season.
Yes.
Netflix.
Yes, and it's actually really beautiful.
So I like that. Okay, so
I like that
it's called
because,
Atypical.
Atypical. I mean, I think a lot of people can learn, just and understand.
So a young dude with autism.
Okay, my next...
I think I do know. I think my daughter has watched that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. And then I wrote Blacklist because it's just really awesome. And I'm thankful for it.
I don't know if we talked about that before. My wife watches the hell out of that. But we're not caught up on the seasons. It's like 5 or 6 now, right?
There's like 6 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm like on season 2. There's like 20... Was it like...
Yeah.
22 episodes or something
We
like
watched the first... We started watching it like the first 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then there was like a little bit of a break and we didn't kind of catch up because there's so much else, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is a good show. It's a damn good show.
It is a really good show. And then the other one is the Kaminsky Method, which is on Netflix.
What is that? Explain. Or give me some insight.
So it has Michael Douglas, right?
Michael Douglas?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, it has like these amazing.
No, I'm shocked because I haven't seen him in anything lately.
Oh no! I mean, let me tell you about this. I mean, you will watch this show.
What was the name of it?
The Kaminsky Method. It is hilarious.
Okay.
And
So what the hell is he doing in it?
he is an acting coach.
Wow.
He's an acting coach.
Michael Douglas.
Yes.
I do like the guy. He'll never be Kirk Douglas, but I like the guy.
Exactly. You know what?
Kirk Douglas is still alive and kicking.
But the thing about it is they bring a lot of, amazing actors into this show. And there's just...
Nice.
Yeah. It's
Netflix?
Yeah. And
One season or two? Or
It's, they have... Shoot.
Well, you got all your stuff on your phone. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
the next one is... it's called The End of the Effing World.
Oh, effing. Okay.
Yeah, Effing World. This one is a dark comedy. I love the writing of it. I love.
And how would you? Is that Netflix too, or something else?
Yeah, that's Netflix too. This is new. These are all new. These are.
Okay, so that's Netflix. The Kaminsky Method was also, or no?
Yes, I think. I'm not sure.
Blacklist you can get on a bunch of things. Atypical is Netflix as well. I got to
These are
make sure
all
because when I
Netflix.
put these out for you guys tonight or tomorrow,
Yeah, these
you
are all
guys
Netflix.
you guys can go check them out if you've got the availability. And Blacklist originally, I think, was on NBC when it first came out.
Yeah.
But you know how it gets picked up by other streaming services, and then it keeps. I'm pretty sure it was an NBC when it first started. Blacklist. Okay, got it. So the end of the effing world, as we know it,
Right.
and I feel fine. That's
So
REM.
then, that is REM.
It is REM.
I love REM. That's so funny. And the other one is Evil, which
That's coming out. Is that new or?
no, that's already came out. It's okay. So
I saw a commercial for it
no,
yesterday.
yeah, no. There's. I think it's like on episode 6 right now.
Oh,
but
wow.
what's really cool about this?
Is it new?
It is new.
Okay.
Is that so you have?
Well, it better be good. Got a dirty name like that.
I know, right?
It's
So,
evil.
It's evil. So you have like a.
Just not the evil within.
Yeah. Just watch the evil.
Oh, I got it wrong.
No,
I got it wrong.
was like, what do you think? Yeah, don't watch the evil within.
There is
watch
an evil
the
within
evil
too.
down the street. I don't
So,
know what he's talking
One
about.
of those evils.
But anyways.
One of those evils. Okay, so evil.
Yeah, so basically.
What's it on? Okay. It says CBS. Is that right?
Yeah, it is CBS.
It's on CBS.
And what's really cool about this, so there's like these kind of like paranormal things that happen. And there's a priest, and there's a psychologist, and there is kind of like an environmentalist.
What the hell?
Yeah, where I mean, both those two
Oh,
don't
man.
don't believe in these things. So they
You start talking about priests, I get scared. I'm like, hell no.
But it's really cool because these things happen, and you get to interpret these things in your own way because
Right.
from a psychologist, if it's like this. What is it called? Disassociative identity, whatever it may be. And then you've got this environmentalist who's like, okay, well, there's hallucinations happening because of what's in the water, right? So
Right.
there's this combination of things that hypothetically could be happening. And then of course the priest is like, this is demon, this is exorcism, this is this. So it's
Why you do this to me, Demi? Demi, why you do this to me? The Exorcist, baby, that's the scariest damn movie of all time. It was. You remember seeing that when you were a kid?
Yes.
You had to be a little girl. When I saw The Exorcist the first time, it scared the hell out of me.
Did it?
Hell yeah. I'm going to tell you why. There are a lot of things in this world that are, dangerous or whatever. I'm not afraid of much. But when you start talking about religious stuff and priests and that, oh, hell no.
Well, there's a reason why.
Oh, man, I'm
There's a
trying to
reason-
tell you.
There's a reason why.
You start going supernatural. You start talking about priests.
Let me tell you.
You start talking about the Bible and religion, and I'm like, hell no. That's a hell. That's scary.
It's too real for you.
That is. That's
It's too
some
real for
scary
you.
business.
It is. So those were my recommendations.
Okay, so those are, that's 5. So you know the deal. So we put these up, I put these up later on the page. So for you guys out there, these are the recommendations from ALENA for Thanksgiving. I messed you.
I'm thankful for
on
this.
on Netflix, Atypical, Blacklist, Kaminsky Method, The End of the Effing World, and Evil on CBS.
Yes.
Okay, so Evil on CBS. All right, so mine were, Thanksgiving. And I had a hard time with it. It was kind of, I wanted to make sure there's something about Thanksgiving in my 5 that, have to do with the holiday, right?
Right.
That was the whole thing.
Right.
So my first one that I've got these in ascending order. So my first one is the Addams Family Values. That was 1993, because in that one, they do, Wednesday goes to camp. They go to summer camp. Yeah, they go to summer camp, and they have, this play, a Thanksgiving. They're reenacting a Thanksgiving, right? And she played, huh?
Shot a shaver.
You're right.
It was shot at
was,
Shaver?
huh? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So for those of you guys that don't know, Shaver Lake, that's a lake in our area up in the mountains. So
That's cool.
it's Addams Family Values. Wednesday Adam dresses up as an Indian and proceeds to destroy the traditional Pilgrim Indian thing.
Okay.
She's
That's
because
so
she was
funny.
ruthless. She was ruthless, and it's a good fun flick, right? I mean, bringing back the Addams Family. If you remember, but Addams Family was an older show,
Loved
TV
it.
show a long time ago, and then they made the movies. And so that was the second one, Addams Family Values, Wednesday Addams, and the whole thing was this scene where she's portraying an Indian and they're reenacting Thanksgiving, and she lights up the whole thing, goes to work, making fun of, and with satiric, just destroying the whole concept of what Thanksgiving was. It was funny as hell. So anyway, Addams Family Values, that's 1993. The next one, I've got Free Birds. Now, I remember it and I kind of watched it, but I'm going to go back and check it out again because it's Woody Harrelson, Owen Wilson, and I think Amy Poehler. It was 2013. It's about 2 turkeys. Now roll with me. Roll with me. It's about 2 turkeys that try to go back in time and try to change Thanksgiving so that turkeys aren't the meal. Get that? 2 turkeys try to go back in time to change history so that it's not turkeys that get eaten on Thanksgiving.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch it.
I need to see
Yeah,
this.
I'm gonna go check that out because it's funny people, right? But think of the concept. If you're a turkey, hell no, I don't want to be eaten, right? So 2 turkeys.
Survival of the fittest.
Exactly. Well, 2
You
turkeys
throw
from
the bigger one in front of you.
2
Here,
turkeys
get me.
from other sides of the tracks go back in time to change Thanksgiving so
Okay.
that we don't eat turkeys. I thought it was funny as hell. So that's what I recommend you guys. So it's Free Birds. It's animated. It's an animated flick.
Okay.
Owen Wilson, Woody Harrelson, and Amy Poehler. All right. So you probably have some fun watching that one. All right.
I'm going to have to check that one out. That sounds hilarious.
So the third one I've got is Bart versus Thanksgiving. That's The Simpsons. So
man.
I've got some others here, but you do know, I mean, some of the old school cartoons that we grew up with.
Yes.
And even though The Simpsons isn't super ancient, I'm talking
No, I
about
mean,
even
they're
earlier.
still- they're still doing
and
it.
they're still around, by the way.
Yeah.
So animated cartoons, you have some good holiday specials.
Yes.
So Bart versus Thanksgiving, it's funny as hell. Simpsons is funny anyway.
Yeah,
Bart's funny.
Simpsons is super hilarious.
Yeah, but if you get a chance, check out Bart versus Thanksgiving. You could probably pull it up on whatever.
Okay.
Bart versus Thanksgiving. All right, my second one, and this one's kind of generic, because I don't know if you noticed, but so Thanksgiving's on the Thursday. Now I think almost every year, the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving, they're doing a Saturday Night Live special, Thanksgiving special.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, so I have written a Saturday Night Live Thanksgiving special. They do it every year now, and the skits are funny as hell. It's just a whole bunch of cool, and so what they do is they take one from the 1970s.
Okay.
The golden age of Saturday Night Live. They have some that are recent. They have some. They take some of the best Thanksgiving skits, from their entire catalog,
Right.
which is 45 years now, and they put together a best of. And that's the Thanksgiving special.
I think I'm sleeping by that time. I'm old.
It was 8 o'clock. It can't be that. You're out? You're out by 8?
Kind of.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the good thing is you could always pull it up.
Unless I take a nap.
Yeah, you'd always pull it up. So, I mean, you can watch, you can watch SNL now, like at 8 o'clock, if you get like an Eastern channel instead of a Western.
Yeah.
Because we normally get, in the old days, right, we get ours at 11:30. So if you're watching, you can get an NBC that is running at 8:30 on the East Coast.
Okay.
But it's running our time, so you could see it earlier.
Oh,
So you can see it a little early.
that works.
But anyway, so Saturday Night Live, Thanksgiving special, I mean, they've got it down to a science. So basically, they're taking the best of from
Right.
45 years, the funniest damn skits, and they're putting it into one Thanksgiving special. The Halloween special's like that too, by the way. Like
yeah.
a best of all on Halloween. So anyway, Thanksgiving special, that's my number 2. And my number 1, get a little old school for you guys, number 1. So it's old school for those of you guys that are my age or around my age, but this is also for young people, and maybe you guys don't know about it because you're too sophisticated with your cartoons.
Are you going to age us right now?
Not at all.
Lies.
So, a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's it. So Charlie Brown, there's always one for Thanksgiving, Halloween, I think there's a Christmas.
Yeah.
But the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special is a great flick to show,
totally
especially
just
with
aged
young
us.
kids. Kind of, but...
Just so you know.
Well, I'll age us, but it's because I want people not our age to go watch a Charlie Brown
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
I definitely,
you know what I mean?
yep,
Because I mean,
yep.
it's let's get to like some Americana where it's like the golden age where everything was great, and we all know not everything's perfect all the time, but it's it's some simple values-driven messages
Right.
that you're getting in these things.
I agree.
And let's face it, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we can use some of those values, in some of the things we're doing. So that's my number 1 recommended show for you guys, if not making your kids and grandkids watch.
I definitely recommend the Charlie Brown
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, that's-
Gosh,
man.
that is just, come on.
Like, come on, Chuck.
Come on.
Come on, Chuck.
Come on,
so,
guys.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, that's my number 1. Saturday Night Live Thanksgiving special, that was my 2. Bart versus Thanksgiving, that's 3. Free Birds, go watch that damn movie, it's funny. Free Birds, number 4, and then Addams Family Values was my number 5. So we have successfully navigated our first part of the show.
Yes.
You like that? Yeah, we did. All right.
You're the champion.
We're getting there,
Okay, sorry, I told you. I mean, this is our second podcast together, so I'm a little bit more. I'm in my pajamas.
You're a pro now. Look at. No, we didn't mention the onesie. So like you got.
Yes. So
Well, that's Wonder Woman.
This is my Wonder Woman onesie.
Holy smokes, that is.
I am like the.
I didn't see the W.
Yeah.
That's
this
Wonder
is-
Woman.
this
I like
Wonder
the
Woman.
stars.
I
like the stars.
I have another one in there that I was going to wear.
You never get me in a onesie. Like a hell no. No.
We'll see.
Maybe in some overalls,
We'll see.
but
I'm going to get him in a onesie. You want?
not in a onesie. Okay,
I'm
so
going to get him like the American flag onesie.
you get me. If you can make me the Supermax onesie, because
Oh.
I actually have a drawn up character.
I will get you the Supermax onesie, and you have to
Might
wear it.
have to wear it. I would wear that because it's like it's not like Captain America, but it's like the Superman. It's
You
a
want a cape?
Supermax.
You want
I
a
got a
cape?
cape. I got a cape. Big red cape. I've already done all that. I'm not joking. I'm gonna have my own Supermax cartoon. Think I'm joking? Because there are a bunch of little Mexican kids out there that need role models and need superheroes. That was one thing I saw. Where was
Yeah.
it? I don't know if it was on the show. There aren't a lot of. I think I did talk about that on the show one time with KP. There aren't a lot of Mexican, specifically Mexican, not just Latino, Hispanic, or all the other, but Mexican superheroes. There aren't. There's almost nothing. We need some too.
Hey man,
I grew up
feel
loving
like
Superman.
I'm a Mexican superhero in my own world.
Well, you got the
Does
Wonder
that
Woman.
count?
You got the Wonder Woman right there.
I'm all, does that count?
No, that's pretty badass. I like that. That's good. Wonder Woman. Hey, Wonder Woman's a big
And
deal now.
it's got the booties too. Check me out.
Oh, you're all head to toe.
I'm head to toe.
Wow, well, neck to toe.
I'm telling you, everybody on Facebook who knows me knows I love my onesies, and I'm gonna wear my onesies forever.
Okay, so we're good.
Okay, let's do the 5 movies.
So we are now going to, okay, so let's get specific. So that was Thanksgiving for yesterday's holiday. So these movies that we're going to talk about right now are for Native American Heritage Month. And there's a lot going on here, and we'll get, explanation as we go. So what do you got?
Okay.
How did you approach it? Did you think of it as movies or TV shows, things like that?
I thought about movies, and so I have got, hold on, because I sent them to KP.
KP's got them?
He's all all laughing back there.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I gotta do that clip.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Oh, wait, hold on.
People in the administration in like Ukraine, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I said no politics tonight. I
I
couldn't
know,
help it.
stop that.
I couldn't help it.
No politics.
Who was involved in
Drawing
Ukraine?
the
It wasn't
line.
me. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So one of them is Wind River.
Oh, you got them written down. Okay, good to go. You got them on the phone. I don't even think about doing that.
Yeah, so one of them is Wind River.
Wind River?
And I have to be totally honest because...
No, please, by all means, do not be honest. Please, like, by all means, please do not be honest with us. Go ahead. I'm messing with you. Come on.
I know. I'm trying.
I made that train of thought.
Processing this.
I messed up your train of thought.
Oh, I know you did. Stop. You're gonna make me go this way. So
Wind River.
I'm not a big fan of. Oh my God. People are gonna hate me for this. I'm not a big fan of history.
What the hell? KP. Jesus H. Christ.
I know, right?
It wasn't me.
I'm sorry.
Look, you're on the show
I'm
with the
sorry.
history guy.
I know.
With the history guy, right?
You teach me, I teach you.
Wow.
Isn't that how it works?
Okay, you know what? That's
You
a good.
teach
That's
me,
okay.
I teach you.
Good recovery.
Let's-
Good recovery.
Okay.
Because one way or the other, I will make you like history.
Okay.
Before we're done.
All
Look
right.
at. By the way, I had students that flat out told me, "I hate history. It's boring, Mister." I'll make you look at. You don't have to love it, but
My
you got. You know, I
husband is
get
a
people.
history
I
buff.
get people to appreciate it. I get people to appreciate it. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll be here all night getting on you about that.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
know,
hell
I know,
no.
I know.
All right. So what do you
All
got?
right.
Wind River.
Don't kill me, people. I'm so sorry. I apologize. History is history. Like history. Okay, so anyways,
No comment.
I'm all about the present.
No comment on that one.
Just be quiet. Okay, so Wind River, which is a movie I watched for a director that wanted me to audition because
Okay. That's why you're on the show. Because I want not what would normally be like, oh, these are some cool movies. I want insight into things that only you would know because you act or you're in movies. So
Right.
go ahead. I want to fill that in.
I was referred to watch Wind River because of the female cop and her essence.
Okay.
Which is a whole.
So was that like homework?
It was.
They wanted you to.
But it actually was a really good movie.
Okay, but they wanted you to watch it for the part that you were.
Right.
Okay, nice.
For essence.
Right.
But like I said, that's essence is a whole.
So it's
other-
Wind River.
Wind River. And
Give me some material so I can get it out. So I mean, do you know what year it was or roughly? Is it recent? 10 years ago? 15 years ago? 20? Major stars. Who are the stars in it, if any?
2017.
Thank you.
You lucky you got KP covering you. Look at KP got you covered.
He's got my back, man.
KP 2007. Well, that's only 2 years ago.
So, and then of course I'm gonna do Pocahontas.
Well, plug the director,
Oh,
the guy that referred you to watch it. You don't remember his name?
no. And-
I'm gonna get you in
I'm
trouble.
sorry,
I'm gonna get you in trouble.
sorry.
Like, who was the guy who made you do the homework?
Unfortunately, in this industry, you have to you sign an agreement, and you really can't say shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so-
that's legit.
Jeremy Renner is that one of the actor. Falcon.
Oh, he was in that?
Yeah, he's that.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Wind River 2017 with Jeremy Renner. Got it. Okay, good to go.
So the next one I did, of course.
What the hell's he doing over there?
He's singing.
He's singing what? What's the movie?
Go, KB. Sing it.
That's not singing. That ain't singing. That's some other.
You don't know what this is? Come on.
Oh, the Disney flick?
Yes, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. Okay. You know
And
what?
the only reason
I saw
why I did
that.
that is because we just got Disney.
Oh, we did too.
Did you?
We just did.
High
Yeah.
five.
Okay. So,
My kids love
okay,
it.
so Pocahontas, and so here's the thing. I was looking at my movies, right? And that's there, and I let it go. I'm gonna tell you why, because I figured it might be on your list.
Yeah.
I did.
You knew it would be on my list.
Well, because I mean, listen, it's when
I actually really do love this
Disney
movie.
does good flicks. I mean, that's like we got it.
Yeah.
They do, and that was a big deal because you know she's Native American.
Yeah.
And we all know about Disney princesses, right? Well, Native Americans got to have one too. And now they've got Disney princess of every color you can imagine, every ethnicity you can imagine, which I
right.
do think is cool. Disney gets it right. They know what they're doing. There's a
really.
reason why they're so big. So
super
Pocahontas by Disney. You guys got that? Disney's Pocahontas.
And that's
Animated. All right, got it. All right, Disney's Pocahontas. What else you got?
What do you have? That is the question.
You want me to give a couple?
Yeah.
All right, so let me. I'll do the. You did two. I'll do two. I'm gonna do the easy
How
ones.
about I do 2 and you do 5?
That could be doable. So you got to think about what's coming next. Huh? She didn't think about what's coming next. I'll give you the 2 easy ones. The 2 easy ones.
Oh.
I'm
okay.
a sucker for like, you know, I don't want to say the big budget flicks, right? But you know, I'm a kid that grew up in that time when like Ben-Hur and Spartacus and those like quintessential Hollywood big budget superstar flicks, right? They were
Right.
the epics. I dig on that, man. I grew up with that, and I see Kirk Douglas, I see Charlton Heston, and those dudes were it for me. I was like, yeah. So I'll go with 2 that I think are those types.
Okay.
And they're simple and easy, and most real Native Americans would say, yeah, that's the Hollywood, but they're still cool. Because if you can get more than just, you know, a Native American heritage percentage of the population to feel good and believe in those aspects of Native Americans, then that's good. Meaning you're
Yeah.
branching out and you're pulling people in to
Right.
appreciate, right? So first one of my all-time favorite movies, Dances with Wolves. That's 1990. Again, easy, right?
Yeah,
Easy.
that's-
So
yeah.
I'll give you why. So 1990, it was an Oscar winner. Kevin Costner, Mary McDonald, Graham Greene, Wes Studi. Academy Award for Best Film and Academy Award for Best Director for Kevin Costner. And I love that flick.
Yeah.
I specifically, it was a great movie, right? And it's military, and you know, I'm kind of a sucker.
Yeah,
I'm a zappy guy for that.
yeah.
But the scene at, like, toward the very end, when they're having to leave the tribe, Kevin Costner and Mary McConnell, and they're going to leave, and wind in his hair, you know, they're leaving, they've already said their goodbyes, and the Indian, his frenemy that ends up being his best friend,
Yeah.
wind in his hair, gets up and goes up on a cliff and gets on his horse, and you know, he tells him, basically he's giving him his love, right?
Yeah.
He's telling him all the good stuff about
That
their
is a
relationship.
beautiful- that's a
That was
beautiful-
badass.
it's a
I was
beautiful
like, man, I
movie.
felt like, oh man, I feel like a little kid. That was good stuff.
Yeah, no,
so
that's good stuff
that's
right
just
there.
good bro stuff.
Yeah,
where you
definitely.
just feel good and you see the positive aspects of what Native Americans were, you know, and still are in many ways.
yeah.
You know, their I don't want, not love of country, but their love of their tribe, their heritage, their way of life, and just being good people with
Yeah.
other people. And you know, and here's a white guy that this guy's race is massacring his people. But when you remove all that other stuff and you get 2 people together, and you remove race and ethnicity,
It's just
I'm going to get
straight-
real cheesy here, but
It's straight brotherhood.
yeah, exactly. So
No,
just
yeah,
2 people
I get
that are
it.
from 2 totally different walks of life, 2 total different heritages, backgrounds, countries, whatever. But the humanity of their relationship cuts through all that.
Agreed.
And they become friends for life, even though they'll never see each other again. That was
Yeah.
badass. So that one, like, oh man, that hurt me. That one cut me deep at the end. So Dances with Wolves, again, the specifics. 1990,
Yep.
best actor or best director for Kevin Costner, and best film 1991, an Oscar, you know, Academy Award, when Academy Awards still meant something serious back then. Okay, and so my second one, these are the 2 big budget ones. Last of the Mohicans. Last of the Mohicans. Now I'm going to tell you why. Because Daniel Day-Lewis is one of my favorite all-time actors. He's one of my, you got a thumbs up for me? That dude is legit. Daniel
Yep.
Day-Lewis is a badass in terms of his craft and what he's come from, where he is. That guy, I mean, I could imagine people send him scripts and like, nope. That, yes. Because he knows what he can do. He's in his full bailiwick. He's in his full wheelhouse of his capabilities as an actor. I mean, he's phenomenal. So for that alone, you know, it's I love Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, I do. Okay, but kind of the same thing with the other one, right? It's James Fenimore Cooper, great story. Leatherstocking Tales, I'm giving you a little bit of history here. Leatherstocking Tales, James Fenimore Cooper, about the American frontier back in the early pre-colonial times.
Okay.
And the relationship between Europeans and colonists and what would be Native Americans and them controlling or moving into their territory.
Okay.
So that movie, the love story was good. Madeline Stowe, she's great. Madeline Stowe's a great actress. I love Madeline Stowe too. So great love story, great whatever. But that movie boils down to that last few minutes where Uncas, the son, is trying to rescue one of the daughters that, the white daughters. There's two. There's Madeline Stowe and then the other actress. They're two daughters of a guy. And the bad guy, Wes Studi, not a coincidence. That dude is like the everyman Indian actor, the Native American guy. So Wes Studi's taking him. His name's Magua in the film. And he's taking her, and they're trying to catch her because the Daniel Day-Lewis's not blood brother, but his Indian brother,
Okay.
his Mohican brother, they're chasing and they're trying to rescue her. So Uncas gets he loves this girl, and Daniel Day-Lewis loves the other sister. And so Uncas goes running after him and tries to catch him. Catches Wes Studi, and they end up in a one-on-one, and Wes Studi just, destroys him and kills him. And as the other two are coming up, Daniel Day-Lewis and the father, Chingachgook, they're coming up, and the dad, Chingachgook, watches as Wes Studi murders his son. Murders his son and then kicks him off the cliff. That right there, I was like, oh, man. I was like, oh. So they follow Chingachgook. I mean, he cries, he blows it. He follows. They keep coming after him. Him and Daniel Day-Lewis, they catch him. And the dad murders and beats the hell out of Wes Studi, Magua. And that was just oh man, that's some serious.
That's some deep.
Yeah, that's some guy stuff.
Some deep stuff for
Yeah.
Friday.
It is, man. But this is what we're talking about. So that stuff cuts me up. That kind of that's guy stuff.
Yeah.
It is, but it's guy relationship stuff and
Yeah.
loyalty and trust and vengeance. In that way. But that scene by itself is and then the fight scene's pretty damn cool too, because it's realistic.
Right,
the way the combat, and I'll leave it with this on that. Damn Wes Studi, he was in Dances with Wolves. He was the bad guy in that one, and he was in Last of the Mohicans. He was Magua, the bad guy. Wes Studi's a badass actor. He's still around doing Indian flicks. So those are my two. Those are my two big budget
You
ones.
said recognized for acting for Native American Academy recognition. West, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a career.
Yes, he is.
That guy's been doing film for, I want to say, 30, 40 years. And always good. Wes Studi, let's give that guy some props. Your craft. He's an actor. He's phenomenal. I love the guy. All right, what else you got? You got any more?
No.
Good. Okay, so we're going to be here all night.
Go ahead.
So, you can roll with me on some of these. You roll with me. So I'm going to give you a little bit of education, right? So
I don't know. This is that point where I did the same thing. I'm gonna go.
disappearing act. She's doing a disappearing act. You did that last time. You really did it you need to get a thing where you can push the button and it'll slide you away and then slide you back. All right, so those are my two big budget ones.
Okay.
Get on there. All right, so I've got kind of another big
Apúrate,
budget.
pendejo.
Yeah, I know, we're gonna have to go those. Kind of a big budget. So Windtalkers by Nicolas Cage. That was Nick Cage, Mark Ruffalo, Christian Slater. And then the Indian guy was Ben Yazzie. Now, I picked this one because it was a good Hollywood flick, but it was about Navajo Indians during World War II
Yeah.
that were in the United States Army. They joined service to fight, like the rest of America, right? But they drafted them specifically, not drafted like old days, but they put them, they put them in places. They were the code talkers.
Okay.
Because Germans and Axis forces could not break their code, so communications in the Navajo language, Germans had no concept of what the Navajo language was. They'd never heard anything like it. So it was a secure code to communicate to other parts of, because coding was a big deal.
Right.
And it still is, by the way.
Yeah.
Finding out information about a
Yeah,
military, you can destroy somebody. So it was cool because it's Navajo, and I'm a little bit Navajo on my grandma's side. So Windtalkers, that one is 2002, Nick Cage, Ruffalo, Christian Slater, and Ben Yazzie.
Love Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Ben Yazzie is the Indian guy, the young guy. I think he's been around for a while now. He's gotten a lot more roles.
Okay, next one.
Great flick. All right, so I'm going to give you two that are old, and you may not know. Maybe some of you guys don't know, but they're really good. So Jim Thorpe, All Americans. Watch this, 1951. I watched this when I was a little boy. It's about an Indian guy in the Midwest. Ends up being really the world's greatest athlete. I think he won the decathlon. He became a pro football player. He broke all kinds of records, and he was just this little Indian dude off a reservation, I think in Oklahoma. Jim Thorpe, he was Indian, full Indian, and he broke all these athletic records, including he was in the Olympics, and just like totally destroyed everybody.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was, and so he was like one of my early heroes because he wasn't like super big, but he was like determined to get everything and be badass, and that's kind of like me. I wasn't massive, but through determination and work, I outdid everybody around me. So Jim Thorpe, All-American, 1951, great flick.
Cool.
Burt Lancaster was the star. You know, Burt Lancaster's like, I mean, back then you didn't get, you know, actual like Mexicans or Indians to do their own roles. It was basically white folk that you know, painted up and they did it. They didn't get in trouble back then for brown face. They didn't get in trouble for brown face. Like was it
He just said that he'll get
you get busted for brown face.
He'll get in trouble for brown
You get busted
face.
for brown face. Chatos Land. I think that was Charles Bronson. He played an Indian and they colored him up face. And then what was the other one? There was another one.
Lone Ranger, just recently, Johnny Depp played Tonto.
Yeah, that too. Well, I don't want to talk about it. They should have colored him up too. Yeah, you get busted for blackface, but nobody gets busted for brownface.
They play
Hey,
You know what? We're not going there right now.
Hey, Matt Damon in that wall movie.
Okay, stop it, both of you. This is supposed to be cheap.
Matt Damon.
Friday night.
Matt Damon is a
Cheap
great.
date. Okay, we are not.
We're all cheap now.
We're not going there. We're
All right, so let's get back to the meat.
Discussion.
So Jim Thorpe, All-American, 1951, Burt Lancaster. Great flick. Good flick to show a young guy or gal. It is a little bit of Native American history too, so I think that's cool. And that was 1951. Great old flick.
Wow.
So this is another one. This one is actually one of my pop's favorite movies. 1971. It's called Billy Jack. The guy was Tom Laughlin. So Billy Jack, there was a series of 4 books, and they made him into movies. Billy Jack is he's half white, half Navajo. See what I'm getting there? He's kind of Navajo, so I'm a little Navajo. He was a Green Beret, Vietnam vet, and you know the story. He comes back to his town, and basically there are people doing evil stuff, and he's a crusader. He's all about right and wrong, and he's all about literally fighting for, you know, Indian, Native American people that are being taken advantage of and done evil stuff to. It's a great flick. Tom Laughlin, and he's also like a super badass martial artist. And a Green Beret, and a whole bunch of other things. So it's a great moral message in standing up for right and wrong in the face of, you know, big business and landowners and stuff like that. There was a lot of that in the 70s, by the way. So this one's 71. I remember it because my dad loved that movie. Because Billy Jack was badass. Hey, that dude was badass. He's like, well,
all right, well, check him out, guys.
Okay, so this that's my 5, but I'm going to give you like a bonus that's like a homework. This is homework. So I did a little research on this, and this goes.
Wait. Hold up. Did you say you're going to
Hold up.
Hold up.
It's like, hold up. Let's see, I'm going to do the music.
Okay, did you say you were going to give me homework?
Not giving you, giving them.
Oh.
I'm giving them homework.
I was going to say, I'm never coming on this show with you again.
I'm a teacher. Okay, so here's the homework. Take it as you will. So I did a little research on this kid. His name's Chris Eyre, E-Y-R-E. He's an enrolled member, so specifically, he's legit. Enrolled member of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes. He is an American film director and producer. And what he says, as of 2012, he is chairman of the film department at Santa Fe University Art and Design. So he makes movies. And he's legit real Native American, and he does movies, and he's filling that need for real, and I'm not talking about Native American movies. I'm talking about movies that actually have Native American actors and actresses filling the parts, filling the roles.
Okay.
You know, and that's legit.
That's
you need to. I thought you'd appreciate that. I thought KP would appreciate that. But I do that just recently. I'm going to check these out. So two of his biggest movies are Smoke Signals and Skins. They're recent. They're not, you know.
Oh, I think I've actually heard of those.
He's making these movies now. I mean, this kid's talented and young, and I think he's going to do some great work. But, I mean, we're Native American Heritage Month tonight, and so I'm giving you guys these. These are really cool. So Smoke Signals and Skins are two of his best works. Okay. Great flicks, but they're all done by Native American, real Indian actors and actresses. Okay. And I got to love that. I got to show some respect for that. So we're doing Native American heritage respect. And so if we're going to talk about movies and roles, then this is somebody who's doing the good work right now.
That's very cool.
I really, really dug on that. One more thing, and then we're going to do something before we head out. Zai Lee.
I'm scared.
Kalaksang Tao. Fia Vang, hit me up, KP, if I'm wrong. Ku Zhang. 23, 40, 31, and 38 years old. These were the 4 men that were slain in their backyard football party, I want to say 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, here in Fresno, California. I don't know them. We don't know each other or them personally, but I'm showing a little love on a Thanksgiving. Like, here's the thing. We all ate yesterday. We were with family, our loved ones, and, God willing, everything's good for us, but there are other people that are not, doing a good Thanksgiving this weekend or this week because they've had their loved ones taken away. And I don't want to get too heavy, too heady. It is cheap date night, but it is still about showing love and respect.
Yeah. Our condolences.
So condolences and love out to those families in our neighborhood, in our backyard.
Reaching out to everybody, letting them know that,
They were killed just recently, and there's four men. Some of them were fathers, and you've got, and I know that feeling. You have young kids that are now fatherless. Yeah. They won't have a dad growing up, and anyway. So my love and condolences to their families.
Hearts go out to them.
Yeah,
definitely.
So here's what I'm going to do with you before we wrap up, because we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh God, I'm so scared right now.
You don't need to be scared. So we've done we've done the movies, and I'm going to put these out for you guys when I go home tonight or tomorrow, and give you our recommendations from ALENA and I. She's in the business, I'm not. And we're going to give you what we would like you to take a look at. And, we vetted them out. We checked them out for you, so they're not bad. They're good. And you get an opportunity to take a look at them. So I think this is what we're going to do. KP, can you give me let's get a quick break with the video of the kids. You know what I'm talking about? The Aubrey Road video. Huh?
Ooh, I just got the chills.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. Yeah, we're going to come back to wrap up.
I got the chills.
We're going to come back because I need to refill. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and wrap up.
Yes.
And we're going to do some music.
Yes.
Even though we weren't planning on doing music, because I had somebody message me earlier like, you always do music on the Friday.
All right.
So that's not what tonight's show was, but ALENA and I are going to talk real quick while we go to a break, and then we're going to do some music.
Hold on. Keep talking.
So
keep
we're still
talking.
So yeah,
okay, we're
do a break, come back, and she and I are going to do. I'm repeating.
You just said that.
Watch this. Repitan, por favor. I didn't say that.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I didn't say that. So we're going to come back, and then we're going to do a little bit of music, not a full-blown thing.
No, this is a great opportunity to just talk whatever because,
We're going into the holidays. Got to listen to more music. Because we had the AMAs recently too, last week. American Music Awards was last week.
I didn't see them, but okay.
Yeah, I did. I watched. It was kind of cool. Women are kicking ass, I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
They are.
Stop it with your Camila Cabella again.
Oh, you started that?
Yeah, oh, yes, I did.
Did you start that?
Oh, yes.
I'm
starting that. We're starting a war with this.
Started that.
I'm just doing. I'm telling you.
I wasn't talking about her.
I'm just telling you.
Since you brought her up.
No,
she wasn't the big winner of the night.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening to this.
She wasn't the big winner of the night. I wasn't even going to talk about her. Because I don't even know if she won anything.
I'm
that
not
night.
listening to this.
I don't even know if she won anything.
No.
It was Taylor Swift and
I'm
a couple
still
of the
not
others
listening.
that they won big on an American Music Award night. So, yeah, I'm going to refill. We're going to talk a little bit about a few music, and then we're going to sign off for you guys on our Friday night, cheap date night, special Thanksgiving, Native American heritage, and then you guys are going to go off on the weekend. Then I'm going to make a decision of whether I'm going to do the Sunday foreign policy show, because I've been itching. I haven't done one since we did Syria.
Oh, God.
Okay,
He's
so here's
itching.
a quick break.
He's itching, everybody.
So let's do this before we go off.
He's got the disease.
All right, so you guys, so this is what you guys got to do. So I know you've been with us for about an hour. I need you guys to take your little...
He said, did you hear him?
I thought it was an hour.
That's-
All right, so...
It means we got to cut it off.
we're gonna
Cut it
right now.
off.
So take a quick break. You're going to watch this. We're going to come back and give you a few snippets of music. But share out real quick so you guys get...
If you guys got any questions, we have you guys... I'm sorry to cut you off. If you have any questions, we're looking at your guys' messages right now, so ask away.
But it has to be with the subject.
Well, no, it doesn't. Why
It's a
does it?
special.
Why?
It's a special.
It's cheap Friday.
Native American Thanksgiving. Turkey. Talk turkey. All right, you ready?
Go.
Okay. Out while we're doing this, and we'll be right back with some music.
All right, guys. See you soon.
I saw you sitting there across the room, your black leather jacket and your cowboy boots, a shot of whiskey and a cigarette, the kind of night you know you wake up and regret. Eyes meet and you make your way over, one kiss closer to another hangover, another shot of you and suddenly the room spins. Do you wanna come over? We can finish what we started, we're grabbing in the morning. You can be my Johnny Walker, feeling kinda heady, a little unsteady, cause I'm one kiss closer to another hangover.
It was here we go again, soon as you walked in the damn girl jeans and hey boy grin. You were working hard, working it to work on me. I threw some cash down and bought a few drinks.
Eyes locked in and you make your way over, one kiss closer to another hangover, another shot of you and suddenly the room spins. Do you wanna come over? We can finish what we started, we're grabbing in the morning. You can be my Johnny Walker, feeling kinda heady, a little unsteady, cause I'm one kiss closer to another hangover. To another hangover, another shot of you and suddenly the room spins. Do you wanna come over? We can finish what we started, grab it in the morning. Be my Johnny Walker, feeling kinda heady, a little unsteady, cause I'm one kiss closer to another hangover, another shot of you and suddenly the room spins. Do you wanna come over? We can finish what we started, we're grabbing in the morning. You can be my Johnny Walker, feeling kinda heady, a little unsteady, cause I'm one kiss closer to another hangover. Never thought I'd try again, never thought I'd give love another chance. What's the point? It always ends. Try to fan the flames and you get left with ashes. And you came and changed my mind. could start a fire, sparks fly and I come undone. Your hands on my skin and the feel of your touch. Too much is never enough. I could start a fire. I was all but ashes, nothing left but ember smoke and a little heat. Burning out, giving up, a little bitter and a lot of beat. But you made me wanna try. Now I could start a fire with everything I feel for you. What no one in this world has been able to do. You make me feel brand new again. I could start a fire, sparks fly and I come undone. Your hands on my skin and the feel of your touch. Too much is never enough. I could start a fire. Ooh, yeah. I could start a fire. Sparks fly and I come undone. Your hands on my skin and the feel of the touch. Too much is never enough. Never enough, baby. I could start a
Oh, I got a burp.
All right, so we're in a good spot. So just real quick before we finish up here, what we got left for you guys. That little group there, young dude, young gal, they're from this area. I know the family of one of them really, really well. Great people, just solid people. And they're coming back, I think, for Christmas. And I think I've already mentioned it to him, but when he comes back, Austin, the young guy in Aubrey Road, when they come back, I'm going to have him as part of our Christmas specials.
That'd be really
he
cool.
is. They're in a band. It's Aubrey Road. They're in Nashville right now. A bunch of young kids doing their thing. Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
Hey.
So we're going to take advantage. So when Austin comes back, he's going to be on the show, and we're going to do some music for you guys as we get into the holiday season. I'm really looking forward to that. Might just make that one the country. And I love country. I can do country all day. I can do 5 hours of country, actually. So I was telling you right before we came back on, when ALENA and I were sharing like what we're going to do for music right now, because I mean, it would be a travesty. It'd be a catastrophe.
It would.
It would be a crime to not do music.
It would. It
On
seriously
cheap date
would.
night. You got to have the music. So what we were talking
The
about
world
was
would come to an end.
I was showering, getting my shave, and I always do music when I'm in the shower. I just, got the speaker, waterproof, and I've got to have my music while I'm showering. So today it was all country, going back about 20, 30 years and everything in between. So I've got one or two for you that are country on my end, because
Okay.
that's what I was listening to today. And then we've got a couple, and you've got it right. I think you've got it right. We do need to, part of doing the show, initially moving into like beyond just the political world, which I talk about, but music. And if you're not staying current in music, if you're not listening to what's there, you may think there isn't anything there because you're not listening to something that isn't like from your time when you grew
Right,
up,
right.
70s, 80s, 60s,
Right.
whatever. You have to constantly be leaving yourself open
Yeah.
to different and new. And if
Of
you're not
course.
doing that, we could say of course, but not a lot of people do.
Well, I mean, if you don't do that, then you're always going to be stuck in the past.
You're stuck in this thing.
You're stuck in like
Yeah.
this little bubble in the past.
And
that
I've
we
got
need
my
to,
loves too. Yeah, I've got my loves too, but I have never closed off my ear, like
Right.
legitimately, literally, figuratively. I've never closed my ear off to new.
Right.
And so I what my point was for you was that it's, our kids, right? Our kids listen to things that are current now. And it doesn't mean like we have to like sabotage and take their stuff, but it's okay to listen to what they're listening to. We may not like it, we may like it, but we'll never know if we don't listen.
That's right. I mean, I kind of look at it this way, and I will kind of go on a kind of a deeper level. You know what I mean? Because I will.
Watch out.
I will. Watch out. Watch out.
Watch out.
Watch out, because I normally don't do this. But, as everything evolves,
Correct.
right? Each decade, something is evolving. We also have to evolve. And, we come from a generation where lyrics, these lyrics mean something to us. So we have to, and when we hear these things that our children are listening to, which sound, I'm not going to lie, kind of sound like crap. I'm just going to put it out there. But
let's say, legitimately, there's some like...
But we have to find the reason why they don't think it's crap.
Correct.
Because I can tell you this, when I was in high school and I was listening to this band, and my dad was like, why are you listening to this? This is crap. Right? Because he comes from a different generation. So we have to be open-minded. We have to understand this evolvement that's going on.
You do realize that's history, right? That's music history.
You just
Well, I'll push back hard. Watch
push
this.
back.
Yes,
Push
if you don't acknowledge that, okay, so like what parents do, right? Like, that ain't good. When I was in school, when I listened to, every generation does that. Every generation thinks that what they had was that good or the best.
Right.
And therefore, they're not as willing to listen to whatever is new. What we need to understand is that...
Everything is relative.
Correct. To the time and the place.
To the time and the place. And so we have to have an understanding. We have to have an understanding
Right.
of what is going on in this world, what is going on in these children's minds. I mean, it goes on a lot of deeper levels, and I won't go there, but you really do have to be open-minded.
Live there right now. Live there right now. I'll tell you why. Because I had a stark, chin check. Chin check is like you get cracked in the jaw and you wake up, right?
Yeah.
I got chin checked once on some, I was having a discussion with a guy, and we were talking about data-driven algorithmic music. And I was like, oh, God. Because here's where it's at. Before we go too far, it's for you guys to pay attention, okay? Music, and just like social media and social media platforms and information intake is based on patterns, algorithms, and data. And they collect all these things from like thousands and thousands and millions of people, and then they get to what works for the majority, and then they move everybody that way. Music is moving that way in some places, and I don't like it. I don't dig on it. I don't think it's as creative. It's not as creative because it's taking norms and making those norms. I'm going really egghead on you guys here, but algorithms are becoming a process and a part of music now. And I don't know about you, but I will understand it, I will know it, but that's not what I want my music to be. I want music to come from an individual that's creative and that comes from a place that is bringing something forward, not just a data set, an algorithm. That's happening right now. And a lot of rhythms, a lot of beats, a lot of types of music that do sound like crap to me, because I hear them and I'm like, I've heard this before. It's familiar. It's the same.
It's always familiar because everything always repeats.
Because it's based on patterns. And I'm
Well,
like, I don't want a damn pattern.
everything always repeats itself. But like I said, at this moment in time, we really have to understand.
Yeah, I will listen. I will listen.
Why these lyrics, why these sounds affect the children the way that they do.
Yeah, no, correct. It does, and I'm happy because
and unfortunately,
my son,
I hate to say it.
My son's the one that brought it up with me. And then I went and did some research, and because he's a musician, he sings. And he was talking about, he was like, okay, you can do this, and this, patterns, algorithms. You can create the music that you know is going to succeed because the majority of people listen to that beat or that rhythm or that melody.
Right.
And you're going to have a successful whatever because the majority want that. And he's like averse to that because that's not creative.
But they've been doing that in the industry for I don't even know how long.
They have, but it's become...
Not in just music, but I mean commercial.
In general. But
in general.
It's just becoming more because you have greater ability through technology to create these patterns and algorithms. Anyway, okay, so I digressed in a big
enough
way.
Of that.
Apologies.
Enough of that. Sorry, guys. We got a little deep there.
Yeah, apologies, but that is a fact, by the way. That is happening right now in the industry. That's going on right now.
That's a whole nother topic.
Okay, so we're going to do a couple because we're running late. We're not as bad as we're not as bad as when KP kept me at Gina's for 2.5 hours. That was a long. That was
Don't blame that shit on KP.
Look at KP's like she's looking out for me. She's looking
Don't blame that shit on KP. I heard all about it.
I gotta be able to blame somebody. I can't take the blame for that mess. Okay, so ALENA and I, we've got a couple.
Okay.
We'll just do 2. I mean, then we can wrap up and finish the night for you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it,
Number
guys.
big love for you. So this is what we've got.
Next time I'm doing the show, and we're just gonna do a bunch of fun stuff. Just so, not saying that you're not fun. Oh my gosh, I did not mean it like that. I'm just saying.
She caught herself before I made a face.
I'm just saying.
What are you just saying?
No,
What are you just saying?
I'm just saying, like, you know, I kind of like, I'm gonna like do Fear Factor on you, make you try a bunch of foods.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with that.
How would you guys love to see him, like, you know, eat a bunch of foods that he's not used to? Come on, look at him.
I can do that.
He's
it doesn't
growling.
mean I want to. It doesn't mean I want to.
How fun would that be?
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 songs, 2 ALENA, 2 me.
Okay.
And we're gonna wrap up the evening for you guys because it is getting there. I gotta make sure I punch this in properly. Oh, there it is, right there. I didn't bring my speaker. Okay, so this is the first one. Third Eye Blind, because you said you're gonna go see a concert, right?
Okay, so yes, Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind. Good music.
Favorite band.
Really?
And yes.
Like, you're more 90s, huh? Are you kind of 90s?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's my favorite band in the whole wide world. I've seen them a gazillion times.
Oh, I'm awake. I just had a drink of that. Whew. Somebody spiked me. Go ahead.
Would you like another drink?
Well, it's like, it was an hour in there.
Okay. And so I'm going to go see them again on December the 12th. And my favorite song of all times is, I mean, there's a few of them, but
Motorcycle Drive-By.
Here's Motorcycle Drive-By. This is my favorite song of all time.
Let me know if we're good, Clippy.
Summertime and the wind is blowing outside in Lower Chelsea, and I don't know what I'm doing in this city. The sun is always in my eyes. It crashes through the windows and I'm sleeping on the couch when I came to visit you.
Okay, let's not get cut. I'm bad about that, man.
I know. The lyrics.
It's happened more than a few times.
If you listen to the lyrics, it's just beautiful. They're beautiful.
So is the lyric the best part?
Yeah.
For you?
Yes, and also the fact that so this specific album he was a crystal meth addict, so a lot of it has to do with drug addiction and getting through it. Yeah.
They're kind of, I'll say, they're kind of a quintessential 90s alt band. Mm-hmm. They really are. I mean, and I listen to a lot of Third Eye Blind too.
At that time, honestly, I think they were more honest than a lot of bands out there.
In their lyrics. No, definitely. No, their lyrics are... If all you did was take their songs and you broke it down to just lyric,
yeah,
and you're sitting there like, okay, these guys are trying to communicate a message. They're trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
And I do, and I've always said on air, there are different components to a great song and to great bands and great music. But, central to all of it is, what are you trying to do, if you're a musician? You're trying to communicate a message. You're trying to tell somebody something.
Yeah.
And so, I'm really hard-nosed with my son about this. I mean, he's got a phenomenal voice. The music's going to be great. The instrumentation's going to be great. But I've always told him, core, central to the things that we will do, is you're going to communicate a message. And that means the words and the wording has to be that good. I digress a little bit, plugging my boy, but we do talk actively. So he's getting his degree, and he's at Harvard. He's going to get a degree in philosophy. That's where his center is now. And it's like the things we talk about, the message and the intent and the comprehension of what we're thinking is what needs to come out in music.
Yeah.
And so, I'm really looking forward to later. Like I said, I'm digressing here big time, but I'm looking forward to later when he starts creating. And he's some guy that somebody says in the band, like, the lead singer of that band is a Harvard-educated philosophy.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh? They're going to freak out.
Yeah.
But it's about knowing, understanding, and communicating.
Yeah.
And there's deep thought,
Yeah.
into it. So anyway, but yeah, great lyric. I'm with you on that. I love Third Eye Blind too. Great lyrics in
And
just
they
about
also
everything
do
they
that
do.
one, step off the ledge or whatever.
Jumper.
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 Yeah.
Love
yeah.
Jumper.
You know
I mean,
what
that's the one they're kind of known for.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
a great communication.
I mean, that really kind of like set the kind of tone for.
The video was badass. I don't know if you remember that. The video
No,
was
of
great.
course I
the
do.
video was great. Yeah. So I'm a big
stalked
fan
them.
too. So that's good for us. All right. So here's your second one.
I'm a stalker.
All right, let's get this one. That's easy to know. Can you hear that okay, KP?
That's easy right there. What was that?
Stretch. Stretch.
I didn't know if that was a dance or what.
Getting there.
It
I'll
was
create a dance.
a new one.
We're gonna create a dance. So Black Hole Sun, Soundgarden. I mean, listen, those first few bars. I mean,
Of
you
course.
gotta know
I mean,
it.
you gotta know.
If you know music at all, that's that's simple enough. And I mean, that dude, man. I'm a big Chris Cornell fan. They've got like entire playlists of his stuff now, not just with Soundgarden, but some of his individual stuff. Temple of the Dog.
For tour.
Huh?
They were just recently say scheduled for a tour. Somewhere. They're coming back to do a tour.
Yay.
Oh, really? Who do they get? Do you know who they got for singer?
Not sure.
I love them in general, but I mean, Chris Cornell had an incredible voice. I mean, an incredible singer. Matter of fact, I think we talked about Gina with that. We talked about vocals, those grunge singers, including Chris Cornell out of the 90s. Just badass. They were phenomenal. Okay, so those are two that my homegirl was thinking about
I
just
just
right
gotta
now.
say, I love Barbara. I don't know who Barbara is.
How do
but
you not love Barbara? Everybody
Oh my
loves
God,
Barbara.
I love Barbara. I'm just reading her comments. And
She's the nicest lady.
She's so amazing. Hi, Barbara.
She's like the ultimate super fan. She's the nicest lady
Oh
on
my
earth.
God, I love her. I love it.
Hey, be careful. People don't know she's kind of one of my girlfriends. That's my girlfriend right there.
No, she's
Barbara's my girlfriend.
No, she's my girlfriend.
I was like, Be careful.
She is now my
Hey,
girlfriend.
those California people, man, what are they doing?
Hey. What do you,
That's-
love you,
That's funny.
Barbara.
She is.
Love you.
She's a great lady.
No, she's awesome.
By the way, she's been with me one of the longest of the people that I've had
Yeah.
that always follow the show. She's a great lady.
You gotta give some shout outs to Steve and Barbara.
My homie Steve. Okay, so Steve is part Indian. He's Oklahoma.
Okay.
He lives in Oklahoma. Steve, Steve, you came in late, but you're going to want to watch this one. This was Thanksgiving and Native American Heritage Month. You're
My
gonna like it. You're going to like
brother, Mike.
it. You're good about that. You're good about that.
What? Oh,
Giving your
yeah.
shout-outs.
Of course, you have
I
to,
think
you know.
You do. You're better about that than I am. That's why you can be my crime partner.
That's right. We're partners in crime, peoples. I know I saw a bunch of people on here.
So why is it on
Mindy, I saw my girl Mindy Thomas on here.
We had like 20 at one time, but we're getting late. We're getting late.
I know. Everybody's-
Oh, man. That is an unholy alliance of drink. Ooh. So we put a little too much in that. All right, so these
Somebody
are...
help
I'm going
this-
to give you my
Somebody
two.
help this man. Somebody help him.
You're going to help me. Help me. So here are my two. And why? Because I told ALENA earlier that I was listening to some country when I was taking my shower, getting my shave, and getting ready for the show tonight. So this is one that I was listening to today as I was getting ready to come to the show. And it kind of works, apropos, works with the content for tonight.
Okay. Wait. Are you Native American and I'm like lassoing it up?
Half Cherokee and Choctaw, my baby, she's a Chippewa, she's on the kind.
All my friends call me Bear Claw. The village chicken is my pawpaw.
Oh man, I should have cut earlier. I might get cut for them. So Tim McGraw, Indian outlaw, and so the good part is like half Cherokee, half Choctaw.
All right.
So it's a little bit. I mean, there are a lot of country folk that love Native Americans because I mean think about like, and I'm gonna say it for my homeboy Steve, who's on watching right now. Steve, Oklahoma. When Andrew Jackson did the Trail of Tears congressional act and moved forcibly Cherokee Nation, Choctaw, I mean all kinds of Indians from the East Coast, Florida, all the way back and moved them forcibly off their homelands to reservations in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So I think if I'm not mistaken, homeboy Steve, if I'm wrong, correct me, homeboy, but I think Steve had told me he's part Cherokee. So a lot of those peoples weren't originally from Oklahoma, but they were moved there on reservations. So you have a lot of different tribes.
You're talking about Steve Moyer?
Yeah, Steve Moyer. So you have a lot of those tribes that were moved to Oklahoma.
Okay.
And there was a lot, you have mixing, you have half and half here and there and a quarter, whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of people from Oklahoma have Native American heritage from a lot of different tribes.
Okay.
Because of what was done in the 1830s, roughly, with Andrew Jackson.
All right.
They were forcibly moved. So this is...
So Steve, let us know.
He's one of them. He's one of them. So Indian Outlaw, that's Tim McGraw. Good country song. I'll give you one more. We'll wrap up the night.
I gotta give a shout out to my little Burbo Kadarius.
All right.
He is a wonderful, wonderful human being. He's also, I call him my little Burbo, and he is a Christian rapper. And he actually just set his first release this year. So I'm excited for him.
First release? Oh,
His
music.
single. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, you got to cover all your people.
I know,
Give your shout outs
you
now before I
know.
pull up this last song.
Hey.
Who else you got?
Let's see.
We're almost done, guys. We're about to wrap up.
About to wrap up. Yeah, okay, so, ooh.
Oh, wait, I have that in the playlist. So this last song I have in the playlist already.
I'm falling asleep. This is past my bedtime, guys.
Oh, yeah. So this
I'm
this
already
one,
wearing my onesie.
So
I'm
you
already
can literally, you can walk in and like, be done.
No, seriously. This is how I live my life, in a onesie.
So you're gonna like
I told you it's universal.
Yeah. So this last song, this is literally on a playlist, and I don't even think about it. I don't even look it up because I have a playlist of this, just because. But I came to this conclusion on this song because it's like a tribute and some respect to someone that really, really loves this type of music and everything about it, and like can't stop going on and on about it. Just really good stuff. And I like it too, by the way. I like it too. So. Actually, not that one. Not that one. I'll give you a new one. I'll give you a new one. This is the new one. Are you ready? Are you
Why,
ready?
Richard?
Did
why?
Did you not listen to what I just said?
No, I did listen. No, I totally listened, but I didn't think that was for me.
Oh, that's for you. That's
Oh,
for you.
my God.
Because she loves this artist so much. Hey, I want you to consider. I actually think about my guests and my co-hosts. I care about people.
Okay, you know what?
I care.
This is going to be a
I
podcast
care
turned
for
into
you.
a horror film.
I care for you.
I'm just letting you know.
All right, so here's the song. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I like it. So since that night, I'm having fun with you, right? We're Wang Chungin. But I've been listening to more of her stuff. And so the new stuff she has, I was talking to my son about this. She's like, because she's Cuban. She's part Cuban. Her songs are, if you listen to them, you want to dance to them. They're Hispanic. They make you want to dance. So this one, I was like, wait a minute. The two songs she's got out right now, Liar and this one. Liar has some really great brass.
I really
Spanish horns.
I can't believe I'm really even listening to you right now.
You're gonna have to now.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Liar, that's the one I played a couple weeks ago when I was on with Gina, and KP
You
is my
played
witness.
it? Oh, my
Hell
God.
yes. So KP
You're
is my
still
witness.
going on about
KP
this?
is my witness. I said
Oh,
this
my
one's
God, I'm
this
so
one's a
gonna
special
argue.
request for
I'm gonna interrupt you. No.
So Liar.
We're gonna go.
Okay, now watch. Liar. So that's all
Emergency
Liar.
broadcast system. We're cutting you off.
Liar by Camila Cabello. It has great horns, incredible horns. And you don't hear horns in traditional pop music anymore. Great brass, really great instrumentation. And this one that I'm going to play for you now has incredible guitar, rock guitar.
You sound like you're making a bunch of excuses.
I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you, it's pretty damn good. All right, so I'm going to give you...
We'll see. Sounds terrible. Turn it off.
I'm so happy when
Look at him. Look at him. Look at his face light up. I haven't even heard any horns. Turn that crap off. Turn it off.
Okay, so here's what I got out of this song. And it's toward the back end, right?
Oh my God.
This like, when you can play, this is like Latin music.
Is this your justification? Come on.
No, nigga, say.
Okay, come on.
I did it just to aggravate you at first, but then it became something else. Hey, this is when you find something good. You do something to aggravate somebody, but then you find out, hey, it's pretty damn good. The instrumentation in her newer music, they're experimenting with what. So it's got a crazy cool rock guitar mixed with the Latin beat. I love that. Now, maybe you don't because it's her, but listen, let's remove her from the equation.
That's all her
It's just good
songs.
music. No, not all of them, not all of them. Okay, the
híjole, güey.
Spanish horns that are in the last one, Liar, I don't have that and everything. She has the Latin
Barbara's
beat.
telling us to behave.
Hey, the Latin beat, yes. Okay, yes, the Latin beat she does have. But that guitar on this song at the end, it's like Slash jumped on her stuff. I was like, wow, okay. So watch this. Let me see if we can get a little bit back here.
Oh, he's doing it again?
Listen to that guitar. With the beat.
I'm kicking you off of this podcast show. Seriously, with my onesie? Bye!
All right, so the funny thing is like,
Goodbye, Richard.
I did that more to aggravate you, but in digging into some of her stuff, I was like, hey, whoever...
So now you're stalking.
I don't do stalking. Whoever her
Lies.
producer is, whoever her music, director is with the instrumentation, they're doing some different things. It's just really good. When you can mix a Latin beat with a heavy rock guitar, that's recipe for gold. And if you can play adequate Spanish horns on music that works with pop, I love it. So like I said, remove her from the equation just because you don't like her. Remove her. Oh, no, don't even try it.
No. I never said.
You do know the camera can detect lies.
No,
the camera's going to detect your lies.
I never said that I do not like Camila Cabello.
You didn't say that on air.
I absolutely love her. I tried to get my son to marry her. First of all.
She's little.
Well,
She's a little bitty
I
thing.
was like telling my son, like, if you're going to marry someone, marry Camila Cabello. But there's just a point.
Too
where
much?
There's
Too much? Too much? She's all over the place. She is. I'll grant you that. She
too
is
much.
all over the place.
Too much.
She's all over the place. All over the place.
Stalker status.
Hey, I'll stalk music.
Somebody isn't.
I'll stalk music.
Somebody isn't like a super fan.
I will
Super
stalk
fan.
music all day. I get my crushes.
I'm not gonna like say any names, but somebody is like a super duper fan.
Yeah.
And it needs
Watch
to
this.
kind
I'm
of.
gonna tell you why. He's like,
It needs to
watch
stop.
this. Watch this. KP, who was my biggest girl from last year when I first met you?
Halsey.
Yeah.
Who?
See? Tell her again.
Halsey.
Halsey.
Ooh, who's that?
Halsey. You not know who Halsey is? You kidding? That girl badass, man. She's badass. Right now,
This
listen.
guy right now.
We'll wrap it up. So, music right now in the industry is kind of ruled by women. Women are
Everybody's
dominating.
liking us fighting though.
I was like, women are dominating the industry right now. So last year, my crush was Halsey. Love her story, and you should love it too. Hard work, discipline, perfected her craft, persevered, got kicked down more than a few times, and now she's there. This year, it's this little girl. I love what she's doing with music. I love the fact that it's clearly, when you listen to it, it's Latin and you know it. You understand what I mean? It is.
It's Latin and you know it.
Clap your hands. So it's Latin and you know it, and I'm going to say it. This next 5, 10, 15-year period, somebody's going to come out, people are going to come out, musicians are going to come out. You're going to get more Latin-infused beat and rhythm with rock and with pop that is better than it's ever been. That's my prediction, and I may actually have to make sure that happens. I might push it myself. But I think she's the tip of the iceberg. I think there's more coming. You know, she's an entertainer first, but the horns and then that guitar with the Latin beat. I'm like, that's just good stuff, man. If it wasn't her, I'd still like it. Is my point.
Whatever, he just likes Camila Cabella.
Hey, like a lot of I told you this before. There's a lot of good-looking girls out there. But what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? That's it. That's it. What do you do with it? There's a load of it.
All right.
All right, so yeah, we're all right. We're way late in the game. We are way late in the game, but big thank yous, obviously, to everybody that stayed with us for the entire time. It was a long night, but we got a lot done. We definitely gave you material that you can go and check out for yourself. As a matter of fact, go check some of these out over the weekend. Today's Friday. You get the weekend, and then we're going to go into another holiday anyway pretty soon. But go check out some of the stuff we recommend for you guys in film and small screen for Thanksgiving and Native American. I gave you some real clear ones. Chris Eyre. Smoke Signals and Skins. If you really want to appreciate not Mexican, but Native American heritage and a director that's actually Native American and casting and has nothing but Native Americans acting in his films, I think that's really cool. They're telling their own story, and that's always good.
I agree.
That's how we get to a point where we appreciate each other, is when we know what other people are, you know, to get them to understand us. So, again, good week. To all of you guys, safety briefing, you guys know the deal. Be careful when you go out, you know, enjoy. Go out and enjoy some life. Go out and see some things. Go do some things. Go watch a movie. Go to a concert. Go hang out with friends. Spend time with family, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. But more than anything, again, obviously be aware and mindful of the other, because it's not just you that's out there. There are other people. And I'm going to say it again. Recently, I've had people that have died, not because of something they did, but because of something that was done to them. And those are more likely the things that you need to be aware of and concern yourself with. Just be careful, you know, because I want everybody coming back the following weekend. Once we get into the next week and we get into some political stuff, right? But nothing but love for everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Thank my co-host again. And she's definitely going to be with us when we do some Christmas specials.
Yes.
We're going to do some Christmas specials. She's my go-to when it comes to acting and the acting industry, the movie industry. Yeah. I love going to experts. I'm not, but I'm
not an expert, by the way.
You are in my backyard.
I am still. I'm fresh.
You're learning. That's
I
good
am
too.
learning,
That's
so-
good too. And you know my rule. My ego's so massive that I'm entirely okay with listening to somebody else that knows something more.
That is true.
It is. I love doing that, because people are like this. And then they hear the rest, like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
I know, right?
I get it,
The
okay,
first part is like,
Like,
what?
this guy, man, this
Hold
guy.
on, and then it's like, oh, okay.
He sounds like, oh, I won't say it.
Yeah, I know, no.
I won't do that. I won't
Right.
do that. But so, you guys, number love for you. ALENA will be back within a handful of weeks as we get into the Christmas vacation.
Yes.
And we're going to do some really crazy cool stuff for you guys. And maybe, just maybe, I'll allow her to question me on some things.
I think you know what I think what's going to happen for the next show is I'm going to pull in some different things that we can do that's going to be fun and exciting, so you can see a little different side of Richard. No politics, just full out fun.
No politics, huh?
No politics.
Well, I'm going to say it. You do need to have that. You do need to have that.
You know, because we have to have fun.
You gotta have
it's a
some,
new year, and it's a new year. Wait. My whole thing is new year, new you. So, the next podcast we'll do, we're going to do a lot of fun, informational stuff. We're going to learn a lot about you. How about that? What do you guys think?
We'll see. You guys pop off on the live. So here's the thing. I'm going to go through tonight's show. And those of you guys, watch this. Those of you guys that are still with me right now, There's only whatever. We started off with like 20-something people, and there'll be more that watch over the weekend because some of you guys get to this later. But those that are watching right now, Barbara, you're always getting something. Those
I
of you
love
guys that
Barbara. I
if
love
you're
you, Barbara.
Yeah, if you're still watching right now, comment right now before I get off. I will go and check tonight to see who's still here.
Hey.
And I think maybe we'll send you a CD or something else as a prize for staying with us the whole time.
Ooh,
You get
yes.
rewarded. You get rewarded. You get rewarded.
Ooh.
All right, so
Clap, clap, clap.
you guys know the deal. Safety briefing, be careful. We'll be back next week. Number love for you. Be careful. Holiday, spend time with your family.
Yes.
Thank you again. And so,
Thank
Supermax
you.
Nation, we are out.
Out.